Distinguished guests, allow me a special welcome to my ambassador colleagues from both Greece and Ukraine. You will see have a special role tonight in this event. So it's a pleasure to be here to open this week, this European Film Week, and across the country. You have heard all the cities where we will be present. This is a big opportunity for fostering cultural ties, for having more exchange, for better understanding. Art is one of the best vehicles to make each other understand, to go beyond stereotypes and so on. You know, I don't need to insist, but let me say that I'm particularly happy that for this gala and for this first film evening, we have the pleasure to have our Greek colleague who has decided to choose a Ukrainian film. And so we are happy to celebrate Ukraine today for its art, but even more for their fighting spirit, for the battle of defense of your country which you are undertaking right now. And we wish Ukraine all success in this defense. For us, for you here now, I wish you a happy and joyful evening with certainly a very nice Ukrainian film chosen by our Greek colleagues. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I bet some of you are asking yourselves why the Greek ambassador should be sponsoring an Ukrainian film rather than a Greek one. First of all, this is a very straightforward answer, because I like it better. From time to time, you should own up to the fact the other guy might have a better idea. Secondly, it is an honor for me to associate once more, our name with that of Ukraine. We are all watching with admiration the brave fight the Ukrainian people are putting up to repel foreign invasion and recover the occupied lands. Invasion and occupation are by themselves two potent bywords in Greek history, and they go a long way to explain why, from the start, Greece stood by Ukraine, not only in words, but also in deeds. Humanitarian assistance is pouring in from the very beginning of the events up to now, and Greece was among the first, if not actually the first, of Western nations to offer military supplies to the then beleaguered Ukrainian army. Even as we speak, over 50% of the grain and oil produced carried from Ukraine to the world through the corridor agreement is carried on Greek ships. But the relations between our two nations go far back in the remote past, far beyond February 24, 2022. The people of what is today Ukraine were introduced to Greek culture as far back as the 10th century. Much of the wealth needed to free Greece in the 19th century was gained here, and even the birthplace of Greek independence is situated on Ukrainian soil in Odessa. Coming to Luxembourg, I was intrigued by the familiarity of the plot, a certain feeling of déjà vu. This search for the absent father by his two sons, the beautiful Vasily and the dark figure of Kolya, does all this not ring a bell to Greek ears? Taking a step back, one is led to the theme very present in Greek culture, both classical and modern, that of the family torn apart by fate and thrown to the four corners of the world, only to eventually reunite around the figure of the parent gone missing for long years. He is not the quest of Vasily with all his doubts and fears, not reminiscent of the search of Telemachus for his father Ulysses, who left, today we would say, even deserted, his family to fight in the senseless war. And this story is not unlike Telegonus, the lost son, and a pirate, as his father was in his youth, who, in his own long voyages on the wide dark sea, will eventually chance upon Ulysses, sealing his father's and his own fate. This theme of quest and fate that Homer turned into one of the main threads of his narrative in his Odyssey has re-emerged time and again in all cultures and at all times, and is so universal that touches every human heart. And with these remarks by an unreconstructed Homeric scholar, may I now invite you to enjoy Luxembourg.
Dear friends, Your Excellencies, ambassadors, colleagues, it's a great pleasure to be here with you, and actually it's a big surprise. First of all, because Chris chose Ukraine, secondly, because EU chose Ukraine as well, and third, that Vasil is also my name, the hero of this film, so it has some coexistence, but it's really a sign of solidarity, which actually EU, as a leading force in Europe, is presenting from the very beginning before. Maybe I'm switching more to emotions, but I remember the first days of war when Nicholas invited me to the meeting of ambassadors, and I have a pleasure and honor to tell all the story of truth, what's happening in Ukraine, what is our resistance about, and what we are fighting for. Thank you very much. Chris also told about a lot of story about support of Greece to Ukraine, but he forgot to say that he was one of the first who personally donated financial resources for supporting of orphans here in Ankara when we brought kids from Odessa, which was at that time at the bombardment. And a lot of political support, a lot of personal attitude to supporting Ukrainians here was also done by a lot of our EU ambassadors who reside here in Ankara. So deep gratitude to you for all this, and also this film is the part of this story. Ukraine is undoubtedly a part of Europe, and we highly appreciate that it is being recognized and that Ukrainian movie is starting this wonderful European Week of Cinema. Sorry for interpreter, but I just prepared, not me, but Alexei prepared the notes, and I traditionally when I start to speak I forget to read what was written here. But what was written, the idea is the same. Thank you very much, deep gratitude, and enjoy your film.
А коли ти живеш в Лубнах, запретно тут дуже мало, а скуки, наоборот, дуже много.